So, coming in at basically the last minute since the finale is tomorrow, my thoughts on WandaVision and my theories, because I do have a few theories. Okay, first, and this is the biggest one of all, and it's a giant rant with me. I hate them when they retcon things in the first place, but I hate this one most of all. Okay. I tried to accept the retconned age. Alright, I didn't like it, but okay. I'll accept it. Sort of. Not really. But seriously, now they want us to accept that not only in this poor, war-torn country of Sokovia in 1999, they have complete series sets of DVDs, none of which even existed in 1999, but they're supposed to have them in 1999. The first series on DVDs was The X-Files, and it came out, I believe, in 01. Or was it? No, 02, I'm sorry. I looked it up after this episode. Therefore, season sets didn't exist in 1999. DVD players barely did, and they certainly would never have been found in a poor, war-torn country by a poor family in Sokovia, alright? Yeah. And I know some people are like, well, one person told me, well, maybe they couldn't find a VCR. Seriously. It's really easy to find a VCR. You go down to Goodwill, and you do so. It's super easy. I mean, I can do that. Surely Disney can do that. Not only that, you can go to Best Buy and buy new ones. So, yeah, they're not that hard to find. But, honestly, I get someone also told me to go, well, it's a made-up world. Okay, I get that. I do. But it's also supposed to be based in reality, and that isn't. I don't like that. And I also know they've messed with time, like, a lot. And perhaps Wanda's not remembering everything exactly accurately. But no. No. This didn't exist. However, if you go by the original Age of the Twins in Age of Ultron, that storyline, which is a major storyline, it made influence all of WandaVision, it does make sense. If they were born in 98 or 97, that means when their parents died, it would have been 08, 07, and the technology would have existed. The DVDs would have existed. The DVD players would have existed. The shows themselves, such as Malcolm in the Middle, would have existed. So, yes, I'm going to go back to the not retconned age. You can do what you want to do, but that's what I'm doing. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I know, it's just a made-up world, but I get very passionate about my made-up worlds, and they have to fit into my made-up head. Alright? So I'm ignoring this whole born in 1989 crap, because that's what it is. It is crap. And I'm ignoring it. Yeah. Yes. Alright, now that my rant is done. And it took me 3.5 minutes to do my rant. But that was like my biggest problem with last week's episode. Alright. Now, Paul Bettany has been teasing a great cameo at the end. Now it's being said that this great cameo is he himself. I mean, he's been saying it's someone he's always wanted to work with, which would be himself. And I kind of figured that because Paul Bettany is the kind of guy who would say and do that sort of thing. It's supposed to be, or at least the theory at the moment is, that he will play Vision as well as the White Vision, which some are saying is really Ultron. I mean, it's supposed to have been that Vision in the Avengers in Age of Ultron killed off all the Ultron minions, but maybe they didn't. Or perhaps S.W.O.R.D managed to build their own. I mean, that's possible too. I mean, S.W.O.R.D has had Vision, apparently, for the past 5 years, which is another thing. No. Do you really think Tony Stark would have let S.W.O.R.D, a government entity, just take Vision? Seriously? No. But, okay. Put that aside. But I'm still convinced that movie, Age of Ultron, it holds the key to WandaVision. Or at least something. Because every single episode, no, not every single episode, because the first few, it was not Age of Ultron that was recommended viewing. But the past several episodes, it has been. And I know some people are like, well, it's just an algorithm. It doesn't know. But it's pretty interesting, to me at least. And maybe it means nothing. Maybe it really is just an algorithm. But I think, and it's my podcast, and I can say what I think. And so I'm still pretty convinced Age of Ultron held some importance. And I don't know what tomorrow's finale holds, but we'll find out. And if the White Vision really is an Ultron, that could be. And I believe it was the Infinity Stone in Vision's head that destroyed the last Ultron, or at least as far as we know, in Age of Ultron. But the Infinity Stone has been destroyed in Endgame. Because remember, the Vision that's in the Hex doesn't exist. It's all in Wanda's head. But is it? Twins don't technically exist either. What's going to happen when the Hex comes down? And that's another point. I'm going to skip a little bit here to my point. When Wu and Monica first went to Westview to investigate the missing person, which we've not really heard anything about, and we don't even know who it was or anything else yet, or if there even was a missing person. Maybe that was Wanda's doing as well. The cops insisted there was no Westview. And that's never been revisited since. But the cops insisted there was Eastview, but no Westview. And what happened there? Does Westview truly not exist? Is it really all in Wanda's head? Is she manipulating everything so people think there's a Westview? But the cops insisted there was not. So, I don't know. That's not been answered either. I don't think we're going to get all the answers in tomorrow's finale. I think we're going to get some things wrapped up, but not everything. Because, as has been said, it's supposed to spin off into Doctor Strange 2, which will not be released until next May. Not this May, like originally planned. That's going to be Black Widow. Fingers crossed. But, so it's going to be at least a year before we get to see any conclusion, I think. Any major conclusion. I think we're going to get some things wrapped up and concluded, but I don't think everything. I really don't. That's kind of the point. Someone pointed out that WandaVision, the Winter, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier are basically movies. If you were to binge all of them together, it would be it'd be about the same length as Endgame. So it's just a supersized movie broken up into weekly bits. So, and so really, WandaVision, you could have had longer episodes. Yeah, okay. I got the sitcom part of it, but seriously, man. And I know a lot of people are really, really hoping or thinking it's going to be Doctor Strange who appears at the end, which is not impossible. It's not. I just don't think that's going to happen, but maybe it will. We'll see. That'd be cool. Especially since the Doctor Strange movie spins off from WandaVision. It's not completely out of the realm yet, in my mind, but I don't really think that's going to happen. But who knows? I do still really, really hope that they don't make Wanda into the next big bad. Please don't do that, Disney. Please. I think she's going to break. I think she's going to have a complete and utter breakdown. I think that's going to basically break things as we know it. Thus, the multiverse of madness. And that's one reason why I think it is possible Doctor Strange will be coming in at the end to basically help contain Wanda. I know in the comic books, that theory makes a lot of sense. That's kind of what happens. I did try to read House of M, but honestly, I have a really hard time reading comic books. There's so many little words and big pictures, and I don't like that. I'm sorry. Give me a book, all right? I tried. Maybe it's because I'm trying to read on Kindle. I don't like Kindle. Well, I love Kindle. I just don't like reading comics on Kindle. But we'll see. Maybe I'll try to get it from the library again. But in the comics, that theory holds a lot of water. Because that's kind of what happened. Or so I'm told. Let's see. And then, of course, that line that everyone is saying is everywhere. It's in all the memes and all the photos. What is grief if love not persevering? Such a line. How powerful a thought is that? I mean, that's a pretty good line. I have to admit, that's pretty of a deep, deep thought for a Marvel movie. That's one of the best lines Marvel's come up with, really, in a very, very long time. So, and side note, not an ad, but some of my friends who have shops and are great makers have come up with some merch with that line. I'm going to put the links below if you are interested. No, not being paid to say anything, but I like their shops. And it's a great line. So, yeah. Dang. 10 minutes, huh? 10 minutes, and I already did my rant and everything. Oh, and you notice I have a S.W.O.R.D sweatshirt, just like the one Monica has. And yes, that's why I had to buy it. Cosplay purposes, man. But you can get your own at Shop Disney. I don't remember how much it was, to be honest. It was like $40, I think. But it's kind of expensive. But I had to have it. I mean, cosplay purposes. And then I can just walk around town, too. I love that. I will try to remember to put a link for that, too, on the blog. You can get... I really wanted it because it's not just merchandise with the S.W.O.R.D logo on it the way I thought it was at first. You know, you can find Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff with just the logo on it, and it's not really official. It's nothing that was worn in the show or anything like that. And so I just figured that's what this was until I saw Monica wear it, and I was like, I need one too. And now, I know this is a minor thing, and I actually forgot to write it down, but a lot of people have commented how, not Heather, I don't know where Heather came from, Wanda's room is not quite the same as it was in Civil War, to which I had to point out, people, of all the errors that Disney has done, that ain't one of them. Between Age of Ultron and Civil War, there's like a period of, what is it, 2 years, 3 years? Do you not think the girl might have changed her room a bit? Seriously. And also, I was quite impressed by the fact they got the windows right. So, it is entirely possible she would have changed her room. And I think that scene with her and Vision and that wonderful line was supposed to be not long after the fall of Sokovia. So, I don't think she would have had time to really make that room hers. And side note, headcanon, Clint gave her the DVDs because I said so. Because I can do that. And I'm thinking about maybe writing a little fan fiction about that. You know, he takes her out to the farm, introduces her to the family, baby Nathaniel Petro. Yeah. I had this whole fan fiction in my head. I've never written it. But anyway. And I have to say, after watching WandaVision, I don't know, I never realized just how broken Wanda was. I don't think they've ever really touched on that as much as they have here. And I think that's great. That's one thing I really do like about how they've done this show, is you get to see the characters a lot more in depth than you do in a 2-hour movie where there's so much action and there's so many characters and there's only so much time. Whereas with a TV show, especially on one that's on a streaming service, they're not constrained by a certain amount of time, and they can kind of do more of what they want in terms of character development or character scenes, like Vision and Wanda's scene in the bedroom. And that's really, I like that. You can see that on other shows, but you don't really see that so much in Marvel. And I like getting to know the characters a little more. I mean, you see a few scenes like that here and there throughout the Marvel movies, but not as much, because that's not what the movies are about. The movies are about, you know, smash, bang, and violence, and, you know, let's get the bad guy. But I like that. I like that when they show the characters like that. I know all of WandaVision is supposed to be about Wanda and Vision, but a lot of it has not been so much about the characters as characters, but about this grander mystery about how do we get in the Hex. And that's sort of been answered now. So, we'll have to find out some more tomorrow. What are your thoughts? Let me know. And I've had a very busy day. This is the 4th movies I've filmed. But I'm not going to publish them all tonight. So let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know what you're thinking. You're watching tomorrow, right? And I will hopefully be getting a WandaVision finale movie up sometime soon. Alright, have a good night. Remember, please be nice to customer service personnel. Being nice goes a long way. Alright, have a good night.